When the news broke that Demet Özdemir had boarded a plane to Italy, fans around the world froze in disbelief. Was this really happening? Was Demet stepping directly into the heart of CanYaman's new life? The very idea shook the fanbase to its core, sending waves of speculation across social media platforms. For years, people had dreamed of a reunion, of a twist in this endless saga between two of Turkey's brightest stars. And now, in Italy of all places, it seemed destiny was finally moving its pieces. CanYaman's life in Italy has been nothing short of extraordinary. He is adored by millions, embraced like a native son, starring in massive projects, walking red carpets, and even becoming the face of global campaigns. To the Italian audience, Ken is not just an actor, he is a phenomenon. But with all the glamour has also come a certain loneliness, a distance from his past, and most importantly, from Demet. And then, out of nowhere, Demet arrives. No announcement, no flashy promotion, just a quiet flight that has erupted into headlines across Europe. The media in Rome and Milan cannot stop talking. Demet Özdemir in Italy, what does it mean? Has she come for Can? Is this the reunion everyone has been waiting for? But the truth is even more shocking than anyone could have imagined. Let's rewind. Years ago, Can and Demet's story began on the set of Turkish. What started as a simple romantic comedy became a worldwide phenomenon, and with it, their lives were changed forever. The chemistry between them was undeniable, their glances electric, their laughter real. Fans were convinced this was not just acting, this was love. And maybe, in those quiet moments when the camera stopped rolling, it truly was. Yet fame is a cruel master. Every move was scrutinized, every smile turned into a headline, every silence turned into a scandal. Can, restless and ambitious, sought to expand beyond Turkey's borders. Demet, equally passionate but grounded, tried to balance her rising career with her personal struggles. Slowly, an invisible wall grew between them. Can left for Italy. Demet stayed behind. The fairy tale seemed over. Or was it? In the years that followed, Can built an empire in Italy. He was embraced as a superstar, yet deep down, he never fully escaped the ghost of what he had left behind. Every interview, every fan event, every project, sooner or later, Demet's name would appear. The press wouldn't let it go. And neither, it seemed, could he. Meanwhile, Demet flourished as well. She starred in ambitious dramas, took on bold roles, and proved to the world she was more than just the girl next door. But behind her dazzling performances, those close to her whispered about nights when she would fall silent, scrolling through old photos, or watching clips from Turkish, as if searching for something she had lost. So when she appeared in Italy, it wasn't just a coincidence. It wasn't just another work trip. It was the kind of move that signals a turning point. For Can, the shock was immediate. Imagine it, he wakes up in his Italian mansion, sunlight filtering through the curtains, unaware that across the city, Demet has landed. Within hours, the news reaches him, his past has arrived at his doorstep. And in that moment, he realizes something he has been denying for years: no matter how far he runs, no matter how many new beginnings he creates, Demet is always there, like a shadow, like a memory that refuses to die. Sources close to Can reveal that he was deeply moved. One insider even claimed, when Can heard Demet was in Italy, he said only one sentence: "My life will never be the same again." But what did he mean? Was it a confession of love? A fear of old wounds reopening? Or the recognition that destiny was giving him one more chance? The Italian press has gone wild with speculation. Paparazzi have been stationed at airports, hotels, restaurants, anywhere the two might cross paths. Fans, too, have taken to the streets, hoping for a glimpse, hoping to witness history. Social media hashtags are trending worldwide: hashtag Demet in Italy, hashtag Can Demet reunion, hashtag Italy shock. And here's where the story takes an even more dramatic turn. Demet wasn't in Italy for a random reason. She had been invited to an exclusive industry event, one where Can was also expected to appear. The organizers, perhaps knowingly, set the stage for an explosive reunion. Two stars, two past lovers, two people whose story has captivated millions, face to face once again. Imagine the scene, the flashing lights of cameras, the roar of fans, the whispers among journalists. And then, in the middle of it all, Can and Demet lock eyes. Time stops. The years apart dissolve in an instant. And the world watches, breathless, waiting for what comes next. For Can, this is more than just a reunion. It is a crossroads. He has built his life around independence, around proving he can conquer the world on his own terms. But Demet's arrival forces him to confront what he has been avoiding, that his greatest battles are not in front of cameras or on film sets, but in his heart. When he told those closest to him that his life would never be the same, it wasn't an exaggeration. Demet's presence has shifted everything. Suddenly, the mansion feels emptier, the spotlight less dazzling. Suddenly, all his achievements seem incomplete without someone to share them with. And for Demet, too, this is not just another trip. She has risked criticism, risked rumors, risked reopening old wounds. But she came anyway. Because sometimes, silence is heavier than scandal. Sometimes, not taking the risk is the greatest mistake of all. Fans are divided. Some are ecstatic, convinced this is the moment they've all been waiting for. "This is destiny," one fan tweeted. "They were meant to be, and Italy will be their new beginning." Others are more cautious. "Don't forget what happened before," another wrote. Love is beautiful, but history repeats itself. Can they really overcome everything that tore them apart the first time? But one thing is certain, this reunion has reignited a fire that will not be easily extinguished. The world is watching, the pressure is immense, and every word, every gesture, every glance between them will be dissected endlessly. And what about Ken's life-changing decision? Insiders hint that he has been quietly reflecting on his future, not just his career, but his personal life. For years, he has guarded his heart, choosing fame over intimacy, success over vulnerability. But with Demet in Italy, that balance may shift. Some whisper that he is ready to make the boldest move of all, to finally stop running, to finally acknowledge that the greatest role he could play is not as a superstar, but as a partner, as someone willing to risk it all for love. If true, this would indeed be life-changing. Not just for Can, but for Demet, for their fans, for everyone who has followed this saga from the beginning. So here we are. Italy has become the stage for a new chapter in this timeless story. Demet has arrived, Can has been shaken, and the future hangs in the balance. Will they take the leap? Will Can transform his vow into action? Will Demet trust again? One thing is certain, whatever happens next, nothing will ever be the same. Because sometimes, life gives us second chances. Sometimes, love refuses to die. And sometimes, in the heart of Italy, two stars can find their way back to each other, against all odds. And for CanYaman, this is not just another headline. This is the decision that could redefine his entire life, but the tension did not end there. As the days passed, the Italian media followed every step of both stars like hawks circling their prey. Every coffee stop, every walk down the street, every glance captured by paparazzi cameras was turned into headlines. "Secret meeting in Rome?" one magazine asked. Another boldly declared, "The reunion the world was waiting for has begun." For Can, the pressure grew heavier with each headline. He was used to fame, but this was different. This wasn't about his latest project or a glamorous photo shoot. This was about his heart, and the woman who had always been at the center of it. Close friends revealed that Can grew quieter in those days, spending long evenings in thought, replaying old memories of Demet, and asking himself if fate had truly given him one more chance, or if it was a cruel trick. Demet, too, felt the storm. She had come to Italy for professional reasons, but deep down she knew it was impossible to avoid the emotional hurricane that followed. Walking through the streets of Rome, she couldn't help but remember the moments she and Can had shared long ago, the laughter, the stolen glances, the silent promises that were never fully spoken aloud. And yet, there was also fear. Could history repeat itself? Could the same misunderstandings and the same external pressures tear them apart once again? Or had they both grown enough to face the truth this time, with courage, with maturity, with honesty? One thing was undeniable: Italy had become more than just a country on a map. It had become a symbol, a stage where love and destiny would collide once more. And when Can finally whispered, "This time, I won't let go," Demet knew his decision had already been made.